Okay, we're going to be installing the Whirlwind Total Chaos kit, and I'm going to be following these instructions as close as possible to how they actually read to make sure that they're correct and there's not going to be any issues with anybody else.
Spoiler alert, there was. Now, this is actually my second revision of this video. The original was going to be the entirety of me going through their instructions and installing this game kit just how it is. And I did some editing on it, but I wanted to show some of the frustrations that I had and some of the issues within the instructions, along with me figuring it out and getting it up and going. But that video was going to be way too long, and I felt that it was definitely going to be a lot of not helping, in my opinion. So the point and reason why this kit was sent to me is for me to be able to help Pedretti by improving his product and by hopefully helping all of you out there that are interested in purchasing this product. So having me scream out loud WTF a bunch of times here and there while I'm installing this, and then hearing my wife go, honey, or whatever, to remind me that I am in fact recording this and it's supposed to be helping people, I didn't think that was going to be a good video. So I instead decided today to uninstall and revert back to the original Whirlwind and then re-record a bunch of items and just show you how I believe this kit should be installed. And it's going to make it easier, in my opinion, because it's going to be much more straightforward. The order of operations is much better. They've got a video up online on YouTube that shows you how to install this kit. And even though if you were to follow that, you would install it successfully, I feel that my way is better. Along with installing all of the hardware, I'm going to be showing you how I install the Translite as well as the art blades. Now, I will have timestamps available in the video description, so if you're looking for a particular point in this video, then feel free to look down below, because I'm going to start out with some of the footage of a little bit of my frustrations.
But something it states on the instructions, it says once you label the below cables, and then in parentheses it states all may not be X marked, but this is the idea. I'm not seeing anything on any of the pictures or anything on the next page with X marks or anything like that. So there's a little bit of confusion right there. I think some people may have. You will also have 2 extension cables that came with your kit. They are marked with blue arrows above, and I'm not seeing any blue arrows on the pictures that they have provided. I'm seeing some white arrows that are pointing to different sections, but they do not have blue arrows. I mean, come to think about it, it doesn't even go over installing these boards. It just completely skips past that. The orientation of what the soundboard should be, you just need to look at the picture and know by that. And installing the board, it's one of those, just, there's a picture of it, that's all you need. I feel like there may need to be some more information there for a lot of people out there, because it goes from removing, and then it goes right into, you will also have 2 extension cables that came with your kit. They are marked with blue arrows above. There are no blue arrows. Step 5, it's telling me that I can screw in my pin soundboard and fast CPU. So what, am I just going to have this board just free-dangling right here in between these steps? That doesn't make much sense. I said I was going to follow these instructions, how they state them. So that's what we're going to do. Now you can remove all cables from your display and tuck them into the cabinet, as they will not be needed other than your grounding cable, which will connect to the same spot on your new display board. Okay, well, I'll set this to the side then until we are ready to mount it. So I almost don't want to plug this in yet, because they haven't really gone over the importance of the red stripe. So I'm going to hold on to see if they specify that within the instructions, because that's important. Just the pictures to figure out where this stuff goes seems a little messed up if true. I guess that's something there I can go by, is that I'm going to have to look at the image. Yeah, there's a little bit of room for interpretation on these instructions that I'm not liking. I foresee people with little knowledge in pinball having problems with this. Next, it's time to hook up your new display and speakers. Please follow the color-coordinated arrows for where the cables go from and to. And that sentence could be a little better. Okay. Also note that the HDMI cable connects to the right HDMI port in the pin sound, unlike this picture. So, if the picture is wrong, update the picture. Don't. Okay, well, that's just... I feel like that's poorly done right there. Unlike the picture we provided, do it this way. No, how about you just provide a correct picture? That also doesn't make sense when it's talking about the HDMI cable connects to the right HDMI port, unlike this picture. The thing is, even on the picture, and even on this picture, I wouldn't specify it as being right or left. It would be top or bottom. So, which one is it, the top or the bottom? It looks like on this picture, it's on the bottom, and they're pointing to the top. And this picture is on the top, so I'm going to go for the top on this. Okay, so now that I'm looking at the system, it doesn't explain this very well in here.
Now, this is going to go relatively quick, so if you're watching this while you're installing it, feel free to pause it whenever you need to, but trust me, my instructions are going to be much better than what is currently available. So let's get right down to installing the hardware. Okay, first thing is that we're going to completely open up our back box and lower the display panel. We're going to be getting rid of everything that we are no longer going to be utilizing on the 2.0 kit. Remove all connections to your display. Remove the grounding wire. Remove the front speaker audio connection. Your display is now ready to be removed from the machine. Let's get it out of the way. Remove this long ribbon cable. Remove J21 from the CPU and tuck it away for now. This is the only ribbon cable you will be using for the 2.0 kit. Remove this cable from the sound card. Remove CN5 here and tuck it away because those go to the old front speakers and we will not be using those. Remove this ribbon cable that connects these two boards. Tuck all the cables from the display down into your cabinet. Okay, everything that you will not be needing should be out of the way. Now it's time to properly label all connections on your MPU and your soundboard. Please keep note that 1J19, it's two different connectors, and the orange wires are on top. Once you have everything labeled, you may now remove all connections from the MPU. Now remove all mounting screws. Remove the board from the back box. After properly labeling all connectors on the soundboard, remove all connectors and remove the soundboard. Install all of the mounting screws for the pin sound. You can slide the pin sound into place and then tighten it down. Now connect these connectors. Follow the labeling you did earlier. Let's start prepping the fast CPU. Go ahead and install these extenders provided in these exact locations. Go ahead and connect the mini USB cable to the fast CPU. This is easier to do when it's outside of the machine like this. Install the fast CPU and begin screwing in all the mounting screws. Do not tighten them down all the way until you have all the screws in place. Now it's time to connect all of your connectors to the new board. Just follow all of your labeled connectors and match them to the board. And remember that J19 is 2 different connectors with the orange wires on top. These extenders are here because these connections would normally be too short to reach the fast CPU. Once all connectors are in place, grab that ribbon cable we tucked away earlier and connect that to the fast CPU with the red stripe on the left. The USB cable from the CPU will connect to the USB port on the pin sound. Now it's time for the display. Your display has 3 types of connections: audio, video, and power. This connector is your audio to the front speakers and will go here. Find this connector and connect it to the other 2-pin connector here. Next up is video. Connect the HDMI here on the display, and then the other end goes to the pin sound board up here. Finally is the power. The display gets power from here. Then reattach the grounding wire to your left speaker like this. Then just reinstall the new panel like this, and feel free to do wire management. Your Whirlwind 2.0 kit is now installed. Power on the machine. Once it boots up, you can select either Whirlwind Original or Total Chaos using the flipper buttons.
Hey there, choose a game.
And that was how to install all the hardware to make your Whirlwind into a Whirlwind 2.0. Now let's move straight on to the Translite, which is pretty straightforward. All you have to do is remove the protective film over the Translite and then slide all of the 4 pieces around the perimeter of it, and then just put it onto your game. It's pretty straightforward, guys. I mean, I shouldn't need to go into great detail on how to go about doing that. Now, the tricky part about this whole install is the art blades, especially since the game that I'm borrowing from a friend to do this entire project, he already has art blades. So, as much as it killed me to do this, but he gave me the approval, is that I had to remove his art blades, clean, then install these. But I did this for you guys. I'm doing this for you, so that way I can give you the information that you may need in order to make a decision on purchasing this product. Because System 11s are already difficult as it is to install art blades on, because the playfield is not able to be easily removed or get out of the way for you to clearly access the entire side of the cabinet. So I removed the entire playfield, which is not something I recommend everybody does, but that is a method to go about doing that. And if you're going to do it that method, then by all means use help. I mean, at one point I even had the wife help me, so I'm not above getting help to make sure I don't hurt myself or the machine. Now, when it comes to the forgivability of this side art, because there's times where you may press the art down, you think you're good to go, and then you get further on like you're going to see me do here, and then you're going to need to make an adjustment by lifting the art back off the cabinet. So this type of material is forgiving. Now, it may not be as great as others that I've done, but it definitely doesn't tear, rip, or ruin the product whenever I lift it back up off of the cabinet. So that is a plus. Getting this mounted to the machine without damaging the art blades was a success. I had no damage to the cabinet or the art blades. I mean, one of the big complaints that I have about the art blades is that there are not already holes for the cabinet hinge bolts for the back box. They're not in there. So you're basically gonna have to mount these and then cut the holes yourself for the hinge bolts to go through. I'm trying to control what I say because a lot of the things that I'm talking about when it comes to these art blades should be in the review video that will be coming up next when it comes to Whirlwind 2.0. But the blades went on like any other art blade and were pretty forgiving when it came to if I had to lift up on them and put them back down again. But other than that, I had to cut my own holes for the hinge bolts, but it went on like any other art blade, and they're on there. So it's pretty straightforward on how to install those if you've ever installed art blades before. And there you have it, a complete installation of the Whirlwind 2.0 kit, Total Chaos by Pedretti Gaming. I hope that I've given you all the information that you could possibly need on how to go about installing this kit. If this video was informative to you and even helped you make a decision on whether or not you would like to purchase this product, I'd like to know about it down below. So by all means, I definitely want to hear from you guys out there. The review is definitely going to take some time because I want to make sure that I've played through all the modes, and if I have any kind of like, you know, issues or whatever, I wanted to bring it to Pedretti's attention. But I mean, I'll give you a little bit of a hint here, guys. I don't hate this. I think it's better than the original Whirlwind, so there's you a little bit of a teaser of what I've got in place for the review. All right, guys, peace out.